Those potatoes taste good.
Let's go. All right, guys. Gonna warm up the house with the New York Giants Crockpot. Gonna make Salisbury steak, 1 pound. This will be for the side. Mashed potatoes. These are all the ingredients to make this Salisbury steak, and then gonna throw some cookies. This meal is brought to you by Tracy. Okay, welcome everybody. First time I'm ever gonna make Salisbury steak, homemade. Usually used to get it frozen, but I always wanted to see what the difference between was frozen and homemade. Here. Now, some of the ingredients, I've watched some things on YouTube channel. What I've done is I've taken their things and I'm going to turn it into my own idea, because the one person was making, they were using a 2 pound. It made 8 or 9. We only need 4 pieces here for us. It's only 2 of us. So potatoes will definitely be the last to cook. Instead of, I've seen some where they use beef. The hell is it? Beef broth. And then I've seen some people use this beef consomme. I've never had beef consomme. I'm going to try it. I really want to get that rich taste to it. Of course, they had onion powder, parsley, garlic powder, black powder. I'm not going to use no sauce on it. No salt on it, because I think there's a lot of salt going to be going on here. French onion. Seen one where they made it with the French onion. Then, of course, the breadcrumbs. So let's get this started off here. Okay. There's not going to be much of how much goes in here. Because, again, I have to modify it to what I'm doing here. And it's a smaller version of it. They had 2 eggs for the 2 pound. I'm going to use 1 egg, because you definitely don't want it eggy and stuff. So, all right. So we got the egg. Going to put some Worcestershire sauce. Let me get oh, I got this. I'll use this. Okay. Some Worcestershire sauce. I forgot to show you that. I accidentally put it into the refrigerator. Let's see here. Some parsley. I should have had this all ready. So guys, how do you make your Salisbury steak? Again, I like to find mines online and then just tweak it to my own, because there's some things in there like mushrooms I don't like, so I don't put the mushrooms in there. So put some parsley. Put some onion powder. If I can get some onion powder. And then we're going to make the broth to it. And again, I'm not putting salt because, you got onions, you got garlic. If you're trying not to do a lot of salts, I'd say don't put salts in it. And then we got our pico. This is the main part here that is making the Salisbury part of it. So, all right, let me put everything away here and then let's get mixing. I did forget to add the pepper. Okay, first thing we're going to do now is heat up this pan, because you got to sear the meat. So let's get that heated up. I know we got to put some oil in it. So we'll put a little bit of oil in it. And then, of course, I've seen where they were putting butter. So we're going to use this butter here instead of the butter sticks. So once we get that heated up and we sear it, then we'll get on to the next step. And it's not that much butter. You're just putting a little bit of butter in there and just a little bit of oil. Because the other thing, to make some of that sauce in there, that gravy sauce thingy, is very interesting. But according to what I've seen in a couple of videos, the buttery flavor will make that taste good. So let's wait for that to get heated up. All right. Of course, I did mix everything together, and I made 4 patties. Again, if you have a bigger family, you go with the 2-pound like they did. The butter and the oil is mixed together. And basically what we're doing is we are searing the hamburger. We're not cooking it fully through. We're just searing it for now. And I found this online. Like I said, I found a couple. They even have it to where you can make it, the Salisbury steak in this pan here. But I wasn't interested in that one. What I really liked was the one in the Crockpot version. But what I'm doing here, which I'll show you in the video, because you still have to sear the meat even though you're cooking it in this pan here. That's the only difference, is that you cook this, take it out, and then I'm going to show you how to make the sauce and everything to it. And then you put the meat back in, put the lid over it, and then it cooks. This version here is I'm going to cook this, take it out, mix all that stuff in here, and then I'm going to take it from here and put it in my New York Giants crock pot right there. And then that will be for like 3 hours and stuff, or up to 3 hours, because it's only 4. She had 5, either 6 hours or something, because they had 8 again. But this is just a smaller version of their thing. And that's what I like to do. So guys, I mean, when you look at ingredients and stuff on the internet for cooking, whether you watch my video or someone else's video, do you see stuff there that, you know, like it's like, oh yeah, and then you just try to mix it with your own ingredients? Because, like, again, I have not put salt in here because I feel like the onion and then the Lipton soup and everything will bring out the salt flavor in there, and the Worcestershire sauce, so, and the broth. So, you know, trying to cut back as well. And you don't want to smash these down like that. You want to leave them full, because again, we're just trying to sear that there. There is another country fried steak thingy that cube steak that I'm gonna make from YC Cooking. She's always comments on here and everything. Again, I will show her page and everything. And I found something in her thing that I want to make. But there's some ingredients I do want to change on it and stuff. Because again, people are using mushrooms. I don't like mushrooms at all. So nothing wrong with eating mushrooms. It's just I'm personally not a mushroom man. So, but I do want to try that. So that's going to be good as well. So just going to let this sear. I'm trying not to do cooking videos as long. And you see that brown? That's what you want. You just want that brown. You don't want it cooked, because it will cook in the crock pot fully. This is just getting a searing thing to it. And how many of you guys remember growing up, or even cooking it for your kids, the Salisbury steak that was in the frozen? I love them things. I'm serious, I haven't had a Salisbury steak for maybe 10, 15 years, maybe, if even. It's been a long time since I've had a frozen Salisbury steak there. So, waiting for that to sear up, and then we'll get ready with the rest of the stuff there. Alrighty, and I do apologize again if some of these videos are long, whether it's cooking or not. Again, some days we have short videos, and Some days we have longer ones. I'm not going to lower the heat down on it. I'm going to keep that heat like that for now because that's what I'm using. Everything that's in there, I'm using. Now, in the video, she did have a lot of fat, I guess, from the burger, but I'm not worried about it. There wasn't that much burger fat in here. I might have to lower that a little because we're not trying to overdo it on this other next step here. I don't need to add no more butter in there. Cut the onions any way you want to. I got some cut long. I had a half an onion, so I just cut, just had them like that. I like the long way onions sometimes versus the square onions because when you're eating something like this, you definitely want the onion on there. So we're going to saute these, well, not saute them, but kind of like sear them up a little bit here. So let's get that seared up. Let's get that going here. And again, you cut the onions any way you want to. I didn't show you, of course, how I cut the onions because everyone knows how to cut onions. And sorry if I don't get to everyone's idea of cooking in the cooking video. I try, but because we're always out doing other videos, and then, we would try to put double videos out and everything. But again, cooking, I'm just feeling like right now is really relaxing and enjoying. I always cooked my whole life. I'm a good cooker in Spanish food, Puerto Rican food. But trying to get away from all the rice. We got a little bit of potato in here, but it's not going to be a lot of mashed potato. A lot of it basically is almost like a keto-ish with the carnivore here, the onion. So say even if you don't use mashed potatoes because you want to keep it carnivore keto, well then what I'm going to make here is excellent for you because then you can have a vegetable and just keto it up there. And make more burgers. You would make more Salisbury thing. Like if you're a straight carnivore, then you would go with the 2 pounds of meat and eat the 8 or 9 that you can make from 2 pounds and stuff. So I don't mind leftovers. I don't know if you guys like leftovers. Sometimes certain things, leftovers taste as good. But because we go out a lot and how I pull my dinners out for the next day, it just depends. If we're going to go shoot a video somewhere and we know we're going to eat out there, I won't pull out something. But like, for instance, this here today was pulled out yesterday. So I have my meal plan ready. So I have my meats defrost and everything. So, and I didn't want to cook 2 pounds because I don't want leftovers because we're not going to be here at the house, the next day. If we were going to be here at the house the next day, I wouldn't mind making the 8 one, but just cook to what you think. Less food waste, especially now with everything so expensive. You gotta cut back on wasted food. So this looks like it's getting seared up pretty good here. Man, I'm not trying to burn it or cook it or saute it because when it goes in here, that's where it's going to do all the cooking. But I do want to give it a little bit of that flavor. The butter's in here like they said and everything. Alrighty. Now, this one particular video lady I watched, she made 2 types of Salisbury steak. She made one in the pan and one in the crock pot. But it was crazy because she used like 2 different ingredients. But I like the beef consomme, which I've never had, so I'm going to try. So let's get that in there. Now, I don't know if I'm going to add water because she did add water on one of her recipes. And it's a possibility I might have to add water to this one here. So basically, I'm not trying to boil this. I'm not trying to cook this here. I'm just trying to simmer it so all the flavors can get into here. So, of course, she added onions again. Now in the one video she did use what was it? Beef broth. And then she added water. On another video when she did it this way, she just used this here and didn't add no water to it. Ready in the black pepper. And again, if you want to add salt, that's up to you. You can add salt. No parsley in this one here. She did add a little bit of Worcestershire sauce. Okay, in one video she added this when she did the crock pot. In the other video when she did it in the pan, she didn't add this in the crock pot. So I kind of think like this here, I think it's going to give it like almost that French onion soupy flavor. So why not? What the heck? What the heck? Now, in another video she did when she did it in the pan versus the crock pot, she did it just like this. Oh, I forgot the most important ingredient that she did add. That really caught my eye. She added ketchup. She added ketchup. Come on, ketchup. Come on. So she added 2 of the ketchups. Now in one video she didn't add the ketchup, and on another video she added the ketchup. So and it was just 2 teaspoons of ketchup. And the crazy thing is, when I was looking at her making the video and stuff, and I noticed that it was like the same thing she's cooking. It's just that one was done here, one was done in a crock pot. 2 different type of ingredients, but almost the same ingredients. I don't know if you guys do it, but I've know like when I make rice sometimes and I make beans sometimes, I can still get the consistent flavor without adding all the seasoning that I did in one. Like sometimes I might forget something in one. Sometimes I hit it all on points when I do it, but it still comes out the same and it tastes very good. So, I mean, that could be the whole concept too, is that the second video where she made it in the pan, it was a more like 3 years ago versus the crock pot was 11 years ago. So she might have learned something or changed something up or figure out a way to masterpiece it her own way. So, and again, we're just simmering this. This is not coming to a boil and everything. In one video, she added 2 of these gravy things. And in another video, this was her sauce right here. This was literally her sauce. So I am going to add the gravy because what she did in the one video, she added corn flour or cornstarch or something in here to thicken up the gravy thing. But I'm thinking like with all these flavors that are in this brown gravy, and it's going to thicken it up on its own. So I'm going to put it in here, and you see how it's simmering. I don't want that to simmer too much. So I'm going to try 1 gravy pack because she did use 2. But then again, I'm probably going to put 2 in here. And I'm trying not to let it boil because that's not the whole purpose. It's just searing the juices together. So I am going to add another pack because she did say 2. And I just, again, I didn't want to make it too much because too much sauce, because you don't want wasted sauce. I mean, you just want enough, so. And I think because I'm going to add the 2-pack, and I think when I put it in there, it might not be as I could feel it getting thick up right now as soon as I added that. I'm going to fill this up with water and add water to it. Alrighty. And again, I'm not trying to get it to the boil, she says. It's just, you're just letting it simmer. Get all those flavors. You want to get the gravy all broken up and everything, because when it does go into that crock pot, that's basically. So, and if you have to add water to it, you can. If you have to add cornstarch to it to thicken it up, you can. I mean, it's coming to the point where, like I said, it's just going to be your thing. Alrighty, now we can start getting the meat into the New York Giants crock pot. Okay, so now let's get this meat here. And we're going to put it. Now, in one video, she sprayed that there. And I'm scared to spray it in there. She sprayed the liner of the crock pot. That was kind of, I've never seen that before, because I'm thinking like, I don't know, why would, like you got to clean a crock pot out good. You can use the metal bristle thing. So we're going to put it in here. So we got all 4. I want them separate. Okay, that's all 4 in there, as you can see. My whole main concern is when I pour this into here, you know, because I think still the meat is still going to throw its juices. Okay, and I think, let me just make sure this is, because I want to make sure there's no, you know, like when the powder gets clogged, I just want to make sure it's all in there, but I could feel it thickening up a little bit. Now, when she did it in the pan, basically, just figure you did all this stuff here. Now you're in the pan. From this point, you would take that meat, put it in the pan, put a lid over it, and let it simmer for, I don't know how long. It could be 20 minutes, it could be 30 minutes, but it's got to be on a real low simmer, because you don't want the juices and this to evaporate. Just for some odd reason, I'm just in a crock pot cooking mood. So that's the only reason I'm doing it in a crock pot. Because you see how it's like that. Okay, now comes the hard part. Pouring this sucker in here without splashing it. Now, she says to pour it on top like that. That way the onions and stuff can sit on top of the meat. Okay, there you have it. Now, it's nice and warm. I'm going to put this on high. This will be in here for 3 hours. The onions are over the meat. Looking good. I think that's going to be enough. God forbid. I might have to add some cornstarch in here, but that won't be till later. Okay? Because again, I'm going to keep an eye on this and see what it looks like. But this definitely won't be till later. Because I want that thick. I want that sauce thick. And 2 gravy mixes didn't do it. I don't want to put too much gravy mix. Again, I'm going to use the I think it's cornstarch that she used in here and stuff. So let's see how that looks. Let me get the lid. And then when this is all done, we'll start the potatoes. And we'll get the veggies going. But as long as this is done, it'll stay in the crock pot nice and warm. And then we'll check on it in a bit and we'll start the cookies and everything. Let's do it. All right, so 9, 10, 11, 12. 4 hours. Not because I needed it for 4 hours, but we went for a ride. Oh yeah, that's good. That is good. I was gonna say, where the hell did the meat go? There it goes. 2. Jesus, they shrunk. Wow. They shrunk big time. Now, if you want to make this sauce thicker, you can use that thing I was telling you, but oh my God, the meatballs shrunk. So maybe I should have went with 2 pounds and made them real fat. That's a lot of juice, man, wasted. At least I know next time I will do 2 pounds, make them fatter, 4 big fat ones. And then if they shrink, and then again, if I wanted to, I could thicken this up, but it's good. That's good. All right, let's give it on the potatoes. You live and learn. You live and learn. Maybe I'll thicken it up. Let me see. I don't know. Let me see. I'll have BB look at it. And then we'll go from there. If you had wanted to thicken it up, you just get some cornstarch, mix it with some water, and slurry it, and then pour it in there, and it'll thicken up. But BB says it's okay. The potatoes that I'm using are red potatoes, and I got 4 cooking. I don't mind a little bit of the skin on it there, so that doesn't bother me. But a couple things I would have did differently, of course, is I would have used the 2-pounded burgers. And since BB says that's okay, I do like my sauce a little bit thicker, but we'll see what happens as it's cooling down. So, but let's get this going. Let's get the vegetables going too. Alrighty, a couple other things I probably would have done different with that there is I probably wouldn't have added the water since the juices for the hamburger juiced it out. So again, cooking is a learning process. And the only way you're going to know how to do it is, of course, you got to keep on trying. So it's going to be a good meal, but I know I can make it better next time. All right, some people like to put milk with their mashed potatoes. I like just to put butter only in my mashed potatoes. So I hope they're cooked. They sound pretty hard. Cookies are getting ready to put in. We're going to do the Betty Crocker. I think these have bigger chips than the other one, but we got both. Right, everything is calling at me at once. The cookies are saying, "Cookie, my potato's done." Alrighty. I don't like them watery and mushy. You can use milk if you want to. I don't like it that whipped. 12 to 14 minutes. And you know I always do the above. All right, that's looking good. Everything's looking good. Let's get this presentation started. One thing I forgot was the avocado, the star of the show. This is the small baby avocados. The star of the show. Ta-da! Make yourself an avocado tree. You guys like avocados? Let me know.
Those potatoes taste good.
It's got to put butter in them.
Oh, they did shrink. That's all right, though.
Well, at least I know to go with the 2 pounds next time and make it real fatter instead of like that. Like I said, that lady was making a bunch.
Right.
But at least I know 2 pounds would be, or 1.5 pounds.
Oh, that's splendid.
It's got ketchup in it.
Your ketchup.
That's how the menu came, dude.
Let's face it, you're the ketchup king. Okay, there's that. Those potatoes are starchy, but it'd be all right. It'd be all right for this time. There we go. That's what we need is a good hearty meal. It's getting cold out there. All right, there's one. You want gravy on your taters?
And onions, I want like,
Okay.
if there's any onions left.
There is.
I think I had it in there too long.
Dave disintegrates it. All right, there's yours.
There you go, guys.
Off to save the day.
It's looking good. That's because we left the house.
Yeah.
That's the full presentation, but we did leave the house and it did cook longer. I probably wouldn't have had it for 9. It's like 4 hours, not for that many.
You know what would have been really good with this?
Corn.
Soda bread.
No soda bread today.
Done today.
Definitely a couple things, like I said. I might not have put in the gravy in there because it really didn't thick it up, but I think that's because of the meat, juices.
Yeah.
Or I still would have put the gravy in there, and then I probably would have went with a thicker, with the cornstarch to thicken it up a little bit.
Mm-hmm. But it's not too thin.
But we're starving right now.
We are.
The other thing is I would have went with the 2-pound burger meat.
Instead of just the 1 pound.
Yeah, because I thought the 2 pounds was going to be way too much. I wouldn't have added the extra water in there because of the juices from the meat. Mm-hmm. So I wouldn't have, that's one thing I definitely.
We'll change for the next time he cooks it.
But let's see. How do you like it?
I said it's splendid. It's really tasty. The gravy's not that thin. It could be a little thicker if you wanted it thicker. And I know you like thicker gravy.
It just all really depends.
But the meat's got a superb flavor to it. The gravy. So
Like if it's a beef stew, I mean, it could be either or. But what the hell was it? That broth thing that I used, the beef consomme.
Yeah.
I would use that. That tastes real good. I mean,
It
the
does.
Lipton really put a flavor to it.
And it's not too salty.
I didn't add salt. I didn't add no salt to it. I just add the peppers and the...
Good.
Because you had garlic powder. Mm-hmm. You had onion powder. Mm-hmm. You had the French onion dip.
Yeah. The soup, because that's salt.
And then you had the beef consomme. Mm-hmm. That's enough salt in there to be good. I mean, I didn't... You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Because you know I don't like it over salty.
Because the thing, they want you to put salt in the meat and then put salt in the stew. Like, you're really...
No, that's overdoing it. To me.
But the meat is very flavorful. Mm-hmm. It does have that Salisbury flavor like you
it
get
does.
when it's frozen.
Yep.
I know when you look at it mentally, your mind is thinking hamburgers. But that broth thing, that gravy thing there.
It makes a big difference.
And as I said, only put 2 teaspoons of ketchup, like she said.
Okay.
And it's really good. Mm-hmm. I like it.
I do.
You have like a little bit of that French onion Salisbury. Kind of what Salisbury steak tastes like. It's almost like a little bit of a hint of French onion.
But it's a good...
But it's just a shame the onions melted. Because I had it in there too long. Like I said, if you're only cooking 4, I mean 2 hours probably would have been good.
Yeah.
But guys, let us know if you've tried it.
And if you haven't, you should.
Yeah, I mean it's real good. It's real good.
Cameraman was on his game today.
And like I said, the only reason for the thickness would only be because it would leave it on the meat itself. But this is kind of like a mediumness gravy. It's not too watery. And it's not too thick. It's right in the center. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, a little cornstarch could have thickened that right up.
Yeah, yeah. But I definitely do the 2-pounder next time. And just make these thicker. Or make a couple extra more like they had it.
Yeah.
We probably would have killed this in 1 or 2 days.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Cookies are still cooking. Let's wait for them to finish up. The favorite song that an oven sings when it's ready to release the cookies. Here we go. And this was perfect because we just finished eating up. Perfect timing. Let's get this sucker out. But that was pretty good. I liked it. The Salisbury.
Oh, yeah. That was
Ready? All right. That was pretty good. Like I said, it's always good to try things out. Look at those amazing cookies using that roll butter. Looks real good. We're going to be snacking tonight. We're going to be gaining some calories and some insulin in our bellies. Thank you guys for joining us.